Welcome to the Houston Comedy Film Festival Uncut Edition. My name is Roselyn Omaka, and I am so honored to be speaking with you, Mr. Tom Renville. And you are the finalist. And let me make sure I say the right category. You are a finalist for the Best Comedy Feature Screenplay Award at the Houston Comedy Film Festival. Let's
Yes.
talk about it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Are you surprised that you're a finalist?
Yeah, a little. Well, not surprised, but yeah, it's been a few runs where I've entered a few contests. So after a while, you're kind of like, oh man, like it's not gonna happen. And
I love the fact that you kept trying.
yeah, that's the thing. You just can't stop. You just gotta be resilient, So
Can you share about the script, and then as far as, like, the background of how you even thought about it when you think about the ramp?
um, yeah. So this was brought about pretty much from work. Like I grew up an airline brat. So my dad worked for the airlines in the 70s and 80s and all that. So like, oh, you too? Okay. So like I basically lived my life flying standby like as a kid. So once I started getting into it, you start hearing all those stories that he used to tell, and then you get your own stories, and then you start comparing stuff and thinking, we need to write this stuff down
Yeah.
because like half the stuff that happens, like nobody would believe it in the first place, and it became such a commonality with everybody. Like, yeah, we need to. This would be so cool if we wrote something about that. And there's really not a lot out there about aviation as far as the ramp goes.
Mhm.
It's mostly like the pilots and the flight attendants and all that. Um, yeah, so it just kind of culminated just writing all this stuff down and piecing it together, and it became ramp rats. Just became this thing.
I love it, and I am curious. I wanna ask you because people don't typically see the point of view from when it comes down to the ramp guys, but do you have any crazy stories that you can think of off the top of your head that you can share? Because I know y'all see stuff or they see stuff, I should
Yeah, I can't. Well, nothing specific. I mean, I can't really say anything too specific, just because um, it's in the script. I can say that. I don't know, like some of
I don't
it.
know if you can give stuff away. That's why I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't know if I want. Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. But I mean, it basically covers like anything. Anytime you've ever been on a plane and looked down and saw people acting silly or doing well. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully nobody's throwing anything. But yeah, anytime you've ever seen people goofing around or just doing stuff out there, this pretty much covers all that. This will
I love
cover.
it.
Yeah. So if you're ever curious about that.
And you get your inspiration from real life, what's around you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And right now within Ramp Rats, you're currently working on another version of that. Like, what are your goals when it comes down to this film? What you want to
So
do on screen?
honestly, the biggest goal would be just to have it come to life and just to have people laugh at it and understand like what kind of job it is, and that I mean it's kind of a thankless job, but it's super fun. Like it's a great job. And
It's important.
yeah, it is. Actually it is. And it's funny because I don't think that gets brought up a lot. But just yeah, to have it come to life and to have people understand that, and I could tell you out of the thousands of people that ramp in the first place, they would probably want to watch it. So like that's probably your target market right there, is anybody who's ever worked a ramp would at least have to check it out to be like, oh my God, who's this guy? Like who wrote this? So
I believe you. And I'm even
yeah.
thinking when you wrote this, if you can think of anybody that you'd want to play the characters, did you write or did you think of anybody in mind as you created these characters? I'm really curious to know.
No, not really. I don't know. Like
Anybody personal?
no, 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 no. I don't know who I'd want to play. Um it was just kind of vague at first,
Mhm.
right? This kind of yeah, I didn't really want to be specific. So it was just kind of a vague representation of everybody. But
Yes. I
yeah, I
always
don't know.
I was like asking that particular question because I know sometimes whenever you're thinking of a certain character, you're thinking of a neighbor or a crazy client or somebody in your family that you know of.
Right. There's plenty of crazies. Yeah. There's plenty of personalities out there to choose from. So
I love
yeah.
it. And there was one question I was gonna ask you. Right now, you're submitting to many film festivals at this present moment.
You know what? This was I kind of went on. um, kind of on a hiatus first, not a hiatus, but I had actually questioned whether um, feature film was actually going to work or not. And I had a buddy of mine read it, and he said, you know, you should consider a pilot because, like, through Netflix and stuff like that, you know, that stuff has an easier market to go through, and that maybe I could split it down into episodes as opposed to just one feature film. And I started doing that and breaking it into a pilot. And these were the last three. There was three contests that I entered, and these were the last three I was going to enter, and I picked Texas ones just because that's where we're at now. And if this wasn't going to work out, then I was just kind of work on the pilot and not worry about it. And lo and behold, you guys picked me. So,
Yes,
yeah.
and I'm glad that you didn't even I'm glad that you didn't stop. And so I'm curious when it comes down to your resilience and just when it comes down to just your festival runs, do you have any sort of advice when it comes down to writing or even within your journey that you can say to someone that's wanting to be just like you?
Yeah, just don't quit. Like, no matter what, don't quit. Believe in what you're writing and that it's going to be good, and write passionately. Um, and then write like what you know, like what you. It seems more truth comes out of something that you know about, and this is such a weird. So I watched this Kevin Hart thing and this DVD about him, I think it was, and his fellow comedians. And when he was coming up, one of his fellow comics had told him, like, because I guess he was doing really well, just kind of spoofing stuff and being silly or whatever. And the one thing that brought him over the top was the guy said, you're funny, but what makes you different? Like, what makes you stand out? Talk about yourself." And from that point on, he started talking about, you know, his own experiences and making those funny. And then he, you know, it's Kevin Hart. So, but
That's
yeah,
facts. That's facts.
yeah,
And why? Because we all can relate. We're all human and we have similar stories.
right, right. And that was one of the things that always resonated for some reason was that, yeah, was that quote.
I'm really excited to see, like, I want to know updates. If you're gonna wanting to curate this and make this more of a TV series, this is gonna make me think about different people that I'd want to have you connect with and people that want to be a part of something like this. Because when you think about the workers with like the ramp and then the sense of humor that they have, sometimes they're not fully polished. So I'm pretty sure
Right.
you know what I'm talking about.
None of us are.
Wow.
Because
And I'm gonna
that's
see
the
you at the
beauty of
festival.
it, you know.
And I'm gonna see you at the festival.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
There's gonna be amazing people that you're gonna meet whenever you come here, and I know even there are other actors, and I'm not sure if you're a person that wants new faces and new talent, but there are so many people that are looking for a spot and an opportunity. So with you having this script, I'm just saying, don't be
I'm
surprised.
ready. I'm ready. Anybody who wants to, you know, make people laugh and, you know, have a good time and just be happy. You know, laughing is the best thing.
Yes, we
Yeah.
need more of it, and that's one thing I'm super excited about. And is there anything that you would like to share to the audience that may be a fun fact in the creation of making this that they would want to know or that you think they should know? Mm.
Ooh, thumper. Yeah, I don't.
Well, I guess I'll put it like this:
I
the writing when it took you to make it, was this something where you had to like put it down for a little bit, meditate on it, and then go back to it?
Yeah, that happened a lot, actually. That happened quite a bit, just because I think, well, that's the other thing is like, it's, you know, not a professional screenwriter. So like you're doing the life thing at the same time where you're trying to write this stuff and like
That's real life.
compare, you know, yeah. So it's like you've got your journals and stuff just piled up and all these little scenarios and everything. And then you get 10 minutes to put it together um, yeah, so it took a little bit. I had a little bit of, kind of a writer's block thing for a second, and we fought through that. But for the most part, it was just a labor of love. And then after a while, you just keep at it and keep at it. And then it finally just kind of came to fruition. And,
Wow.
you just can't give up. You just got to keep going.
No, I really appreciate you because I feel like even, obviously you are a finalist for this beautiful screenplay. And something that I'm taking away from this moment is that regardless of whatever happens, you have to have resilience and keep going. And that's very important.
Absolutely.
Very,
100%.
very important.
Yep.
Tom, thank you. Thank you for your time. And you're awesome. And you need to write more. Just keep writing. Don't stop. And I need
As
you
we
to,
speak.
yeah, just